What's up, everybody? It's Al the Pal 78 coming at you. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making my last video of this here Google Maps API. But before I actually go and do that, make sure I'm recording. Before I actually go and do that, let's show you some things I changed in this in this here program project. Well, the first thing I changed because I couldn't delete anything was I realized that in delete, if you have anybody else that will RSVP into your stuff, then if you don't put the includes right here, which I forgot, then you will not be you will not be how should I put it deleting it. So as you can see here and here and here, I did not need to put this thing called view bag in there. However, over here you see that I put users and database view bags, stuff like that, right? The reason I put that in the show wedding is so when you show it, it could act like it's new. I mean, you in there, so it won't be null when I go search for the null. And I changed from user, and I only made it user ID versus the whole user because I don't want to bring the password forward again if I don't need to. And as you can see here, I did it almost everywhere. So, bam, everywhere. Now the reason I didn't do it in those other ones because they all redirect to the dashboard anyway. So when they redirect to the dashboard, it's always there. Now, why is this important? Because we're pretty much done with the controller. Why is this important? I never did update. We'll do update next time because I have to do update, and then I would have to do that last program that said, I mean, the last method that says if the date is past date, delete it out of the system. So that's pretty cool. So what we're gonna do right here is we're going to get out of here. What? Okay, we're gonna get out of there. I said get out, and we're gonna go to the navigation. Hopefully, I left it open. And I also did this, and this is the reason why I did that view bag and everything. Is if it's null, then you get login or register. If it's not null, then what happens is you get dashboard or log out. Now that's what you want in a site. You want to see register and log in if you're already logged in, right? So that's what I changed there. In the dashboard and anywhere else that would have view bag in it at all, like right here, viewbag.user versus viewbag.user.user ID. I just have user because we don't need the whole user if we're just matching some IDs. What this is saying right here, as you remember, this is to cancel the wedding. If I didn't have that other one, it won't cancel weddings because it cannot delete the RSVPs unless you remove the RSVPs with the wedding, then it won't delete properly. It happened everywhere here. So viewbag user, you see? So that person could cancel his RSVP if he's not gonna go or if he's going. I changed that too because I don't like having RSVP. I could put RSVP like past tense, but this looks better. Either you're gonna RSVP it now or you're gonna cancel it and not go. So I changed that as well. These are all the little changes, the subtle changes I've done. That one delete one is a big change. So now that we're done with that, we're gonna go to show wedding HTML. We're gonna go to show wedding. Oh, you know what? One more we have to go to is the layout. As you can see, I deleted my JS over here from the layout, and the JS that you need from the actual Google API. So let's get rid of that. We don't need to show you that. Oh yeah, hold on. Let's go back. You see, it says await and render sections async and scripts required equals false. So this is section. So in here, inside the show wedding, we're gonna have to add that somewhere. So let's add that right here. Add section, and then we're gonna have scripts with a capital S. And if you don't spell it right, it won't ever work. And then in here, you wanna get a script tag. And I like to close it, and then I'll worry about the source. So we got the source equals, and then we can put JS, and then show wed. And the one thing I do hate that they haven't fixed since 2017 is that it double adds the .js stuff or the /.js. I don't like that. So now I'm gonna put save. Now it works better. Here we're gonna put another one, but that's from the Google Apps API. Now I will struggle a little bit with it because I just memorized it, so I might just forget it. So when you go to the clouds, console clouds, google.com, that project selector, or projects or cloud platform right here. If you don't have a project originally, you might get rerouted here. Mine says I have 9 projects, and 9 of them are slated to get deleted. I wish they would just delete, but you had to shut them down, which makes no sense. I just want to delete them. So this is the last project I'm allowed to make. Yeah, 16 projects remaining in your quota. Okay, I got 16. If you're doing the $200 one, you only get 10. But I'm doing a free one. So let's just set this up. We're gonna call this wedding. Well, let's go wedding planner map, and I'm not gonna put 2. There's no organization, so we're just gonna put create. If you want this to work, you would have to set up billing. Now, all right. Now you got everything. Look at all these things I deleted. So we got the select project, right? And now we're gonna select that project, and this is wedding planner map, the only project I have because I deleted them all. So we're gonna come here, and if you don't know what is API services, you should want to pin this up here, and the Google Maps platform services the in the actual bottom, like right down here, like almost the bottom. So you might want to pin that as well. Like they got all these different ways of doing things, and Apache and Mongo Atlas database. That's pretty cool. So most of our stuff is gonna be due here. So let's go to the API and services dashboard. We should have none, and we're gonna need to go to credentials, right? In our credentials, we want to go to add a credential, an API credential. Now it's gonna give you some crazy long key. You don't need to save that right now. We good. We're gonna close this. We're gonna I just copied it, but I want to change it because I don't like API key 1. I like to call it wedding planner key. Let's see if it has it in there. Wedding planning API key. Then I save it. That is taken care of. We don't need to worry about that no more. What we also want to do is we go to billing, and you just got to enable billing, and there's a video for that on the APIs, so you could find it there. It's basically setting up your credit card and whatever. Now you get a free tour of $300 a month. A free trial, and you get up to $300 a month. Then you have to pay. They also have a free trial for $200 a month. You don't have to pay, and you get up to 10 projects. Because I did the $300 one, I'm not gonna go there. You could do that and learn that on your own. What I will go to is this overview right here. So this overview right here has all the APIs. If you have not set up any APIs yet, this is the place you want to go. We're gonna need 4 of these to be set up. So let's start up with the JavaScript API. We're gonna enable that, and now it's gonna change what it looks like once it allows it. We're gonna need, like I said, we need 4. The JavaScript ones because we're doing it on that stuff. So you should create your new API key. You should, but since I'm gonna be deleting it after this video, I'm not worried about it. So we got this maps JavaScript right here. We need directions because I'm gonna have a directions section as well. That's gonna be the last thing we're gonna worry about, or one of the last things to worry about. We're gonna have autocomplete, but I believe autocomplete is actually already in the maps, the JavaScript one. Let's see. We have the geocoding. We definitely gonna have some geocoding, and it's gonna be the most simplest geocoding. Now you see all this stuff that's saying you have to pay, request, blah blah. If you get the $200 free stuff, you don't have to pay nothing. And the last one is places. The reason we're doing places is because we're going to be doing markers, and we want to do a marker on the place. So, and the funny thing is, a lot of the stuff that we're looking for is actually inside the platform. Now this is the console one. So let's go to map styles, and let's create a style. I like to use the doc style. That's my favorite one right here. I don't like that one. One thing I do hate is that okay, this one, never mind. This is the style I'm going to use initially, but I don't like the style, and we're going to call it wedding map style. I'm not going to give it a description because the name pretty much describes what I want. Now, we could customize our style, which I'm going to do, and I'm going to do very simple customizations. Now, if we run this, um, if we run this right here, you're going to see the color, and it's already on here. It's already on here. I have it right there on my eyedropper, but that's the color that's on the navigation bar. So I'm picking that color because I really do like that color a lot. So we'll just click this color and let's try to remember these numbers. Copy, and as I'm doing this, I will paste it there. Does it search automatically? Okay, good. It's not searching anything, and that's what we want the water to be. Since water's last and the easiest one to fill out, let's come here and let's change that water to 68, 217, and what was the last one? 232. And that's the water. That's beautiful, right? So we also have park. Park is an ugly color. I hate it. I wish it was like this green and probably like that. So it makes it stick out because of the darkness. Now that that's taken care of, let's go do the highway. The highway is a color I already like, so I'm not gonna change the color. I'm just gonna make it bright. We don't have to be super bright because it's gonna be dark when you know it's a dark theme. So I mean you can make it super bright. I like it like that. A little bit more that way. All right, so that's that. We got the arterial roads, which is the streets, the regular streets, and we can make it a little bit less bright, and that's beautiful. And then you have, that's really everything I want to change. That's my style. Let's save this, and what you do is you publish it. When you publish it, it just means that when you use your map ID that we're gonna create, we go to map management, it'll work better. I saw a video of a lady doing a Mario map. That's where I got the idea to change that. I didn't need to make it all special like she did. She went a little bit further than I did. So now we're gonna create a map ID. The map ID is gonna be called Wedding Map Style Wedding Map ID, like that. And you want to say JavaScript, and we want to put save. Now you want to, now that it's saved, you want to not do anything else. This is the app ID number you're gonna need later, but you want to add the wedding map styles. Last time I forgot this, so I was like, "Where's my colors?" And that's all I need. That looks pretty. That's all I need, and it looks better when it's in Florida. So we saved that. We're done here, and we got the APIs that we needed. Nope. We got all 4 APIs that we needed. We enabled them all. Now it's time to get down to the coding. Now I will put this in the, what they call it. I will put all the stuff inside the description, all the links. So that's that. So the very first thing we want to do, besides map ID, everything else is right here. But first, let's go to our show. Let's go there. We want to go to solutions. We want to go to show web.js because it's empty. We want to go back to solutions, and we also want to go to show web CSS because it's empty. But let's start off here. This is the first thing we're gonna do. After all the guests are good to go, and we're gonna put a class here, and we're gonna call it margin bottom 2. And I don't need a large. I just want to say, so that gives us more room on the bottom of it. And in here, we're gonna add a div, a very nice div. And in this div, we're gonna have another div, but it's gonna have an ID of map, like that. So we could use the map ID. And underneath it, we're gonna have one more div, and we're gonna name this panel. I'm just gonna name it panel. I don't care about anything else. And that's the ID that we're gonna use. We also want to use a form in here, and that's gonna be good for later on, and I'll show you what I mean. And in the form, we're gonna put some inputs. But for right now, let's just copy and paste this map. Oh, hold on. We're gonna copy and paste this map. Now it's not, there's a copy right here. It's not gonna work right away because we have to put that other script down here. So inside show JS, whatever, we're gonna put Control S, and this will work, and it's gonna show us the latitude of Australia. So before they show us that garbage, let's put the geocode for Tampa, Florida. As you can see, I looked it up already, and this is the code. It's above the equator, so it's a positive 27. All right, and then it's a negative because it's west of that center line or whatever it's called. I forgot the name of it, but I know the equator. So let's save that. The second thing we need to do as we close that out is it's gonna show you down here as we keep going down. It's gonna say, hey, put this style in there. I'm not putting this style in there because I'm gonna style it a little bit differently for it can fit my project. So as you see right here, it says your API key. So before we can go there, let's go to our map management. This is our map ID right here. So let's copy that. Let's put that in here so you can see the colors. We want the colors. And the way they do it is map ID like that. And then in the string, control V, that is your map ID colors. So let's save that. And that should work with that. Now let's go back over here to this overview. And let's copy this init map, control C. And we come over back over here to the show wed. We're gonna paste that right here. Oh shoot. You know what? I don't know why I keep doing it to myself. Control V. But we gotta get our API key now. So let's come back over here and go to credentials. And to the right of your credentials, you'll see there a copy API key. So let's just press that. And let's where it says your API key, we will press Control V after we highlight it all. And now it should work. So it's already playing. So what happened here? Oh, let's restart. All right. It should open up. We should see our wedding planner stuff. We're gonna log in. See how that beautiful that is. And then we log in. You should say dashboard and log out. Now we click in here. We should have stuff in here. Unfortunately, it is not showing. Probably because I don't know if I press save here. Let's see. Yes. Probably because there's no width or no height and the ID map. So what I like to do in my ID map, let me see the JS real quick. Show function init map. Yep. Map. Yep. Let's see if there's any errors before I say it's me. And let's go to console, and you see there's no errors, so it's definitely me. And it's more than likely because we didn't put a width in the map. So let's go ID map, and let's go here, and let's go put a width of 50 VW. All right, and then that should worry about the height. And let's refresh. Okay, and in order to see it, let's put a border around it. Let's put 2 pixels. Let's put dashed. Let's put white to see if you can see it. Now this is not giving me a hot reload, which is a setting because that's what it's supposed to do. And then they're already throwing fireworks. It's not even New Year's. You got like 2.5 hours, but 3.5 hours. So let's make sure we put map as an ID properly in here. Okay. So sometimes it acts stupid, and then you even get an error on that is not working. So that'll be my fault. And let's see if we can find that. There it is. Now we need a height. So let's get that height in there, and let's put the same thing as height. And then we'll put 50 VH for the view height. Control S. I like to just make that. And like I said, it doesn't do hot reloads, and it's very frustrating. Control Shift R or Control F5. But as you can see, it's not allowing me to get my height. So that gets annoying very fast. So we have to restart the whole project. The CSS usually don't give me that problem, but as you can see today, it wants to give me that problem. So there's our map. That's a beautiful map. This is Tampa, West, where I'm from. So this is everything I was looking for, and as you can see more lines and more things the closer you get to it. So let's make a marker, because the marker is the very next thing we're gonna need to learn how to make. We are where we at. We are on the overview, and that's the simplest map you could ever make. So we'll scroll down and we'll draw the draw on the map, and we're gonna make markers and an info window. But first, let's make the marker. The marker is very simple. We're gonna use exactly what they use. Control C, and their marker is gonna be the same as their Latin long, but we could just put the Latin long that we have. So let's go here and let's go to show.js, and let's go here to the end of that and put Control V, and instead of Latin long, we'll just copy this whole thing like this because it's an object. Control C, and you want to put an object here. Control V, Control S to save it, and let's see if that even worked. There's our marker, but it looks horrible because you got to go on it and it says hello world. Who wants to see that? Right? So let's go to the info windows. Info windows is just as easy as the other one. It seems like it's worse, but it's not that bad. So let's go get this content string, content info window, and we're gonna copy and we're gonna paste this here after this. It seems like a lot, but we're gonna delete a lot of that. We don't need all that. And now we're gonna go get this marker that add listener. Control C and Control V. And remember not to delete this, or you'll have so many issues. Okay, so this marker has too much stuff in it. So from this H1 to, actually, we'll save the H1, and we don't need the rest of this stuff. And we probably don't even need this, we probably don't even need that. So we see how it has H1 and then this. Well, we're definitely gonna do a plus sign here and come here and add that there, and then the one liner here. So they do like that. So we would have to do the one single quote. All right, now that's working. And the reason why I did this actually is because we're gonna do something even greater. We're gonna use their what I call it. We're gonna use an address, right? We're gonna use this Santa Latin long or whatever it is, right? So what do we have that we could bring over from the outside? So let's get another let, and let's put user. Let's put wedding address right here. Let's put wed add. Like, that's too much. So what the wed add is gonna do? Let's come over here right before this constant string. So we're gonna pay wed add like that. Dot. Gets document dot get element by ID, and the element is going to be the wedding address. So how are we gonna do that? What's the easiest way to do that? Well, we come over here. We're gonna put an input. Type equals hidden. Yeah, we can put hidden. If we know what's right, we press tab and it helps us out. I like to close it because that's annoying to see all those errors and stuff. What we're gonna put, I think we just put hidden and not type. We just put hidden. That should work. And then we should get an ID of this ID is going to be a wedding address. That we would add like that. Wed addy. I like that word. The wed addy needs a value, and you know what the value is gonna come from? That's right. At model, if you spell it right, dot wed addy. There you go. And now we have this value here. So sometimes this is crazy. Now that we have this wed addy here, it could show me something. And let's go back to show.js, and then we're gonna put wed addy like that, like I have it. So in order, let's just make sure that that works. And we're not gonna put this. I always do that. Yeah, wed add. That works. And I usually like to put my semicolons because I've been using C Sharp more. But let's go to wedding planner and let's just go. Let's see if this works at all. Nothing worked yet. Okay, let's go to inspect and let's see. We have errors. We have an error. Marker is not defined. Where is marker in here? Um, Marker. Add listener. Okay. So we're gonna put marker here. We're gonna put that marker. We're gonna every time we have a variable that we need, we're gonna put it up here. So we have to put let in here. And then we could just do this marker gets, and we don't have to do much else. So the marker gets this. Now the marker has a event listener. Let's see what happens to our code. So it gives us this value, and we come here and it's like, okay, we need some more stuff. So marker.add listener click info window over anchor map should focus. So the content string, did we not put wet add here? Wet add and then the plus sign. All right, there you go. So now this should work. Object HTML input. See, no, we don't want that. And that's what I wanted to show. That addy. Oh, that value. Control S. And we also don't want that. So we got wet addy. Why is this oh yeah. So it should be a little bit better now. And it's kind of big. I really don't want the how big it is. Does this have a wet addy too or something up somewhere over here? We oh, you know what it is? We have the JS as a H1, right? Yeah, we want that as a H5, the lowest H1 you could get. And now that we have the value in it, we could save that and look at it one more time, and be like, oh, that's cool, but that's kind of big. It's kind of big, but it's kind of you can't see it. So in this P element or H element, let's put a class equals, and then let's put the space there. I hate that they didn't space it out. Well, in the class, we're just gonna put text equals dark. You could put primary, whatever one you want. Save it, and now you'll see that you could see it better. And yeah, that's still kind of big, but who cares? But have fun with it. But at least you can see. That's all I want you to be able to see on the map. There's 8305, and this is the addresses and stuff like that. It's a real address, so. Okay, we got the marker, we got the info window. What's the next step we have to do? Well, this marker is at an address, but that's not the address is at. That, if you can see here, yeah, that's not the address. The address is up here somewhere. I know, because that's my address. So that's not the real address, you know. And we could, and then you'll see. I'll show you what I mean. Go to dashboard, and mom and dad is in Massachusetts. Yeah, it's still showing Tampa, but look at the address. Okay, so how do we fix that? That is the question. We are gonna go to, instead of info windows, since we already showed you the info windows, we're gonna go to geocoding. Excuse me. Now with geocoding, what happens is they have a lot more. They got all these things that you could see, and then they have this whole code address, and then like, what am I supposed to do now? They even change the thing to initializer, and then when you go to let's open that in a new link. But when you come here and you see the map that they made, they went back to init map. I was like, whoa, this is confusing. So let's fix that on our stuff. Let's go back to this function code address. We're gonna copy, and then we're gonna save it over here. Okay, we're just gonna put this over here real quick. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put it above function init map, and the reason I'm putting it above function init map is because I'm gonna use the init map to make this allow this to make it my center. All right, so there's some things we have to do. And the address that we want is not address, is what did we put it as? Wet address, all right? So init map is gonna have two things, and we're gonna come over here and then we're gonna put I could have put it there. We're gonna put geocoder right here, and I'm gonna leave it like that for now. With the geocoder, we're gonna use the init map, and we're gonna kind of like delete this. Let's just I'm gonna make a comment so you can't see it. Then I'm gonna delete it after we fix everything up here. Okay. Let's use the word marker right here. It's already there, so it's like var marker. You see that now I know why I used it up here, so I won't have to use it in here again. But all this is crazy. What do we actually need? We don't need this geocoder like that. Yeah, this is a little bit crazy. Let's go back to it. And as you can see in the init map, it has a geocoder. I'm gonna do it like that because we need that. So init map, we're gonna get a geocoder. All right. With this geocoder, we're gonna pass it along to code address. So before we pass it along to code address, what else are we gonna need? Well, we're gonna need the marker up there. So let's take this whole marker. Let's take everything that's right here and pretty much put it up there. We could do it the easy way or the hard way. I think the easiest way is to exit it out over here and go to the last thing and make sure it's the last thing. Enter, enter, enter. Control V so it doesn't bother anything. And the reason this has map here is because this one has map because it's gonna change the map. Okay, so I went online to everybody's favorite place to go. You know what it is. We don't need that center anymore, but you know what it is. It's yeah, Stack Overflow. So the geocoder is to establish the geo, the variable. Pretty much that's it. We're just getting the variable to have an instance of a geocoder thing, so we could use a geocode function that's a method that's implemented already with Google Maps. The next thing we're gonna need is well, we're gonna need this input right here, this model wedding, right? Didn't I have it already? Let's see where it's at. Oops. Model wedding. Where do we put that model wedding? So, okay, so this web address right here, right? We're gonna take that and we're gonna actually Control X, and we're gonna delete this. So we have the web add there. So what we're gonna do is bring that bad boy right down here, and I mean there's a lot of things we could do to make our lives a little bit easier, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave it as it is because this will make my life. This actually makes my life easier as well. So, well, you're asking yourself, why did we get the address and stuff like that? Here, I'll show you why we got the address like this. So, I believe on the code address, you have to get the HTML element and everything. It's crazy. Regardless of that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to what is it what the hell is it? Code address. Yeah, we're gonna code address like this, and then inside code address we're gonna put geocoder and a web add. So we're passing along these variables in there, and we're gonna take this right here. We're gonna put it inside there, leave it the same name. It don't have to be anything different. We don't have to go look for that anymore. So this variable web address we kind of don't need anymore. We have the address, okay? And in here we need a map, right? We need the map first. Then the map is down here. So let's take this part right here. Control C it, and we need that here first. If the status is okay, give me this, and then this, and then let's close it out like that, so we know this is closed out and it's not bothering anybody, right? So in our map, instead of going and doing all this crazy stuff like with this marker right here, we already got our markers, right? we already kind of like got our markers. We shouldn't need that anymore. It's like, yo, what's this for? And let's just delete that. We should be good to go, but this is gonna change. And why is it gonna change? Because we're gonna change everything. Now, what is our map ID? That's the only one I care about. Now, honestly, I don't think it really matters the order exactly. I think there's words there, like the keywords from the object. So, we're passing in an object. Now, we could do options, but we're not going to do that. I like to do zoom because I like mine's 12. And the last one is center. Now, what we're going to do for center is use the results with that method that's already there. And we're going to square it like that. And we're going to put 0. And then we're going to tab out of that. And then we're going to put, what is it, geometry, I think it is. Geometry dot, what's the last one? Let's see. I don't want no damn alert. Geometry dot, believe it's position. Let me see what their set center is. They had another one. Geometry dot location. There you go. Dot location, and that's gonna give it its Latin long. This is that you could put like a word here to get results. You can get that, so you don't have to use it. You can use it differently everywhere. So location, and because this is inside a object, you don't want to put the semicolon there. You want to put it there. So this seems pretty cool. Did it work? Well, let's find out. No, we got something going crazy here. And let's see what this something is. Show where .js code address show where and is not defined. Code address show where. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. The reason why we did that is so we could put wet add right here, right? And maybe this might work. Let's see. That works. But the marker's not there. And why is the marker not there? Because it's probably somewhere else with the Latin long that we didn't use, right? So we used to using that Latin long. I believe this would come outside of that if statement. Yeah, I don't know if this comes out all the way out, but we don't need this anymore. And let's press S. I don't know if that's gonna work. Init map is not a function name. What the heck? What do you mean it's not a function? I was just using it. Alright, hold on. I think what's happening is we need to put all this inside of here after the map. So let's just put all this inside of there after the map. Control X. Enter, Control V. Control S. Because like I could understand oh, what number is that? Like 17, 18. Oh, it's probably not that anymore, but oh yeah, it is that one. So let's see what that does. That got rid of all the errors. And as you can see, that's the address, and that's where you want it to be. That's amazing. This is all the project wanted us to do. Except I'm Albert, and I like to do things a little bit different. I want to do, I want to come to the side and get, and the side over here, and I wanted to get, what they call it, directions. So I don't want to, I want to see it at first. So let's just do this. We're gonna need the column where we at, map, and the form. I'm actually gonna put another div in here to separate that div. Press enter. I don't know what it just is. Highlight and then alt and up, and then we're gonna have class equals f flex. I don't know why it does that every damn time. Oh, cause I put F instead of D. D for display flex. And nah, we don't need the class in here. We need the class in the ID maps one. You know why? What we're gonna do here is we're gonna just put columns. So we're gonna put div. Class equals, and we'll do column 8, and we'll put large 8. There you go. Oh, medium 8. That's fine too. So now we're gonna put class gets. Let me see. I really just want that because that I don't want to accept any policy on the column, medium, and 4. So with columns on your web page or on the div itself, what that's gonna do is that's gonna let's put a class real quick and I'll explain that. Width 100 and what's going on? Oh, let's see. W. What? Okay, so this is acting a little bit crazy. This should be width in a class. So ID inside. We're gonna call this map panel. We call it like that. I don't know what to call it, but this should be okay. That looks better now. This should allow me to put W100. That's kind of weird. A B C D F G H I J. Let's see. This is weird. I thought they had a class of width 100, W100. There's no W at all. So we will check that VW. That's another class. That's not allowing me. Let's see what this one does. Wow, I was just using it earlier. Okay, let's just leave it like that for now. So this is the panel, and the panel is the driving directions, but I'm just gonna call it panel for now. We are in here. We got the geocode to work. So there's one more thing I actually want to do before I get the driving directions to work. I want to do autocomplete for the address, the start address. This one gets a little bit tricky, but hopefully we can figure it out. Where am I at with time? 42 minutes. Wow. So for right now, this actually works, and it gives us the address. So I'm gonna stop this video and start a new video, so it won't be that much longer, and we're gonna stop where we left off.